was an emerging art market for contemporary African art here in London?
Well, you know, the great signs of it all was that there was different things happening when I started my company. So there was this program at the Tate called Across the Board that was actually sponsored, believe it or not, by a Nigerian bank. There's no museum in Nigeria, so this is why it's very exciting that the Nigerian bank decided to sponsor this initiative. But they were very lucky because that money helped them to have a curator to expand their collection on contemporary African art for the duration of 3 years. So this basically started in 2012, and I was already working on the project. And based on all the critics I was reading in the different newspapers, everybody was saying that when the Tate specialized or focused on any kind of area of the world, it kind of changed, you know, the prices and the visibility of those artists. So I guess that was very good news for me in 2012 when, you know, I was still dealing with, was I doing the right thing? Was that going to be a good idea? Would I succeed? I mean, you have all those questions when you start a business. And actually something that has never been done in Europe, you know, you have all those doubts. I hope, you know, you won't have to live through them, but they pop into your head all the time. And having, you know, the Tate, you know, confirming this choice, you know, was for me at the time, very, very reassuring. And I was like, okay, I'm doing something right. This is really in the moment. They're doing this. So that was one of the first, you know, thing that happened. The same summer, they had done like 2 beautiful exhibitions of two artists, and this is the picture. You have Ibrahim Al-Sarahi, which is a Sudanese artist. He's honestly 10 years younger than my dad. He's an extremely established artist, but he didn't get any solo show until the Tate provided him with a solo show. He's based in the UK. I don't know exactly where, but he's not very far. He's represented by this gallery in London called Vigo Gallery. But he's like the equivalent of any extremely important UK British artist, but because there's no museum on the continent, he never got to show his work in any kind of museum. So for somebody who's 80 to wait until he's 80 to have a solo show, it's quite late, you know, in any established artist's career. And the second solo show at the same time, even if it was a summer exhibition, was Mashek Damba, who also created this thing called the Museum of Contemporary African Art. And it was replicated into the whole museum. And I think the Tate bought it, and now it's moving around. So I think it's stopping next in Frankfurt, I think, but you can Google that at one point to make sure that I'm not saying something wrong. But I mean, what is really nice is that during that particular summer of 2013, you had those 2 major African exhibitions that were part of this project of the Tate. And then there was also something that was extremely exciting, was the fact that during the Biennale of Venice, the last one, the Golden Lion, which is I guess the largest, the highest prize that an artist can get, you know, was given to Etsam Chagas, who's from Angola. And it was not actually the nice story about that. It was not the official pavilion. It was the private project, actually organized by this I think Italian initiative called Beyond Entropy. I don't know if you heard of them. And they decided to basically do this series project, like posters, in this old palace in Venice. And it seems that it was one of the most successful pavilions. And when we started, what was really nice is whoever in Venice, who obviously had not gone to see this pavilion, because it was probably the last in their mind, you know, to go visit, and were able to see the work of the artist, you know, at 154. So for us, that was a very good selling point with the press, you know, for our first edition. There was also something in 2012 that started in London. I don't know if you had a chance to attend to it, but it was this series of summer talks, and it's a bit like a festival, but it's called Africa Utopia.